Without a doubt, Zibai's model is one of the best ones we've gotten yet. We can seriously see the improvements from the first models made in Genshin Impact compared to the level of detail that we get now. Her hair and eyes are just gorgeous. I think my personal favorite element to her design are the little accents on her sleeves and dress. But like always, please know that I am not an expert in character design. I analyze and discuss it because it's fun for me. Many of you have enjoyed my previous videos where I discuss Columbina's and Alice's designs, so I hope you enjoy the new White Horse Adeptus too. There might be a little spoilers for the 2026 Lantern Rite event as well, so if you haven't played that yet, please jump off the video. Let's break it down, starting with the positives. Her color palette, mainly consisting of white and teal, works so well together, and I love how the designers wove in the golden accents. Sometimes the golden accents are overdone with certain Genshin Impact characters, but I don't get that feeling with Zibai. It feels meaningful, and of course the moon accents are perfect for the lunar patches she released in. Her hair is a high ponytail, which reminds me that of a literal ponytail, which is fitting for her being the White Horse Adeptus. Speaking of such, you can see little fur elements on her design. The end of her thigh highs, sleeves, and little neck piece have fur. I think the long sleeves complement Zibai, and I love the little white designs they put on them. It looks like there's a large crescent moon and maybe some clouds. Adding a little moon before the tassels at the bottom of the sleeve was a nice touch that helps separate her from the regular tassels that the majority of the Liyue cast has. I like that her eyes with each of her other deadly selves changed to represent each of the different moon sisters as well. There's a lot to like about Zibai's design, but I can't ignore the fact that she falls into almost every overdone design trope by hoyoverse. If you want to know more about these overdone female design tropes, you can watch this video next. Zibai has the thigh highs, high heels, and while her sleeves aren't completely detached, they look to only be attached to the neck piece, not the actual body of her outfit. She also falls victim to having parts of her underwear or super short shorts showing, which is what they did with the Raiden Shogun. While the design itself is pretty, I cannot deny I am exhausted yet again by these repeating tropes. Not to mention that while she does have some calls to being a White Horse Adeptus, it's very subtle. The moon motifs scream a lot louder than her Adeptus side does, and I've even seen some people on social media say that they would believe Zibai is the moon goddess over Columbina based on the design. I think if they switched the roles of these accents, making the horse element stand out a lot more and the moon accents taking more of a supporting role, she would feel a lot more cohesive. If you gave me Zibai's design, I wouldn't be able to guess that she had a connection to horses. It's only after I gain this information that I'm able to pick out parts of her design that call to that theme. I do like how the front of her shoe is shaped to resemble that of a horse's hooves though. I think the design is successful with showing her ties to the moon, but fails to deliver in her other big themes, such as being a White Horse Adeptus and her ties to time. If she was just affected by Isdaroth at some point in Genshin's story, Isdaroth being the ruler of time, in the past, I wouldn't harp at the lack of time motifs at her design. But in the Lantern Rite quest, we were told she is sometimes referred to as the actual daughter of time. For a title like that, I would expect some type of time-related elements on her design. Then again, there haven't been any horses in Genshin Impact for the entire runtime, so maybe I should cut them some slack. Then again, I wonder if creativity is running dry, or whoever is making the final calls in these designs are rather strict. We've seen concept arts of previous characters with all sorts of unique ideas, and yet many of them don't make it to the final cut. I understand that if something isn't broken, we don't need to fix it, but I personally think in the world of character design, it's worth taking that risk. If you don't, you'll end up with almost every tall female character in the game wearing high heels. Heck, even Skirk, who remade her limbs with abyssal energy, gave herself heels. As a seasoned fighter, why would you do that to yourself? I think it's a lot of fun that we are getting another Adeptus character, but I do raise an eyebrow at her existence. It's pretty obvious that she was released with specific timing, as 2026 is the year of the horse. I wonder when they drafted up Zibai and how long she's been in the works for. Unfortunately, that is a question we won't get an answer to unless we get a peek at her concept arts or one of the developers talks about their character designing process. With her entrance, we now have a handful of adepti: Zibai, Xiao, Yanfei, Ganyu, Xianyu, Mountain Shaper, Moon Carver, and Madam Ping. If I missed any, please let me know in the comments. This is some of my copium going on right now, but with how important the moons have become in this version, I was seriously hoping Moon Carver would get a playable form like Cloud Retainer did. I would love to hear how he got his name and make him playable. How many of you are in the waiting room for Madam Ping to be playable too? I checked the original trailer with her presumed design, and that was released in the Flavors of the World trailer from 4 years ago. Funny enough, that limited time event where Guoba was revealed to be a god was also called the Moon Chase Festival. Yeah, so this was was written before I completed the last part of the Lantern Rite quest, and turns out I was right. This Moonchase Festival was connected to Zibai. That's pretty cool. Also, while this is less about her design as a whole, did any of you watch her promotional trailers? The character trailer specifically had a really rough transition between the cinematics and the burst animation. Every single hoyoverse trailer has the character do their burst at some point in that trailer, and they will transition to the live 2D splash art. I've noticed they began to showcase the live 2D splash art at the end of trailers as opposed to the first roughly 45 seconds or so like they usually do. While I don't mind the change in timing, the past two trailers with both Columbina and Zibai have been rather rough. I don't remember this feeling with Flynn's or Ino's trailers as they followed a similar formula. This was just a little something I noticed and was curious if you guys did too. In Zibai's case, I think the burst animation would have felt a lot less out of place if they color corrected to fit the scene she was in. Having this dark red sky shade her form at first, but when they cut to the burst animation, the atmospheric lightning is suddenly gone, interrupts the scene. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you are having a happy new year in 2026. If you enjoy character design, you'll probably like my other Let's Discuss videos too. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Just remember to be respectful with each other. I hope to see you again.